Welcome to ESPN Super Tuesday, presented by Progressive. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. It is the 381st consecutive sellout here in the 70th season of Phog Allen Fieldhouse. Old Big 12 rivals, once more Big 12 rivals. Colorado back in the league and facing Kansas for the first time as league rivals in over a decade. Buffaloes are looking for their first Big 12 win, and a Kansas team that...
I think he's played really well.
Dickinson 20 a game in the last four. He and Kansas will be on defense to start Colorado basketball to the 165th meeting between the Buffs and the Jayhawks. What a great start for Colorado, winning the tip and getting a basket from the sophomore Bangot Dak. Kansas wearing special uniforms today, a celebration of Black History Month. And the Jayhawks get it into KJ Adams. On the floor with DeJuan Harris, transfers Mayo, Griffin, and Dickinson, and the big man has the first Kansas bucket.
Pretty easy, good ball movement.
Von Ruffin and the talented young front court of Sebastian Ronchik and Bangot Dak. Super experienced starters for Kansas. Here's Harris in the lane, and the friendly bounce goes for the graduate student, DeJuan Harris Jr.
And he's got that floater down, Kevin. Good job of coming to a stop without traveling.
Colorado, year 15 under the former Jayhawk Tad Boyle. They're taking quick shots, and there's a three from this freshman out of Slovakia. They really like Sebastian Ronchik.
Yeah, Ronchik, he's a legacy guy. His dad was an excellent player at Iowa State, Martin Ronchik.
A three from Ryland Griffin, a potential answer. He missed, but he was fouled. Colorado until 2012, and he and the Bucks.
In 1985, Danny was a freshman. Of course, he went on, Danny, to have played Larry Brown, Tad Boyle, and Danny Manning in the opening round.
With 22 Saturday, and a tight loss to Houston for Colorado. 0-12, but they have been in almost every Big 12 game, and they were down just 2 with a few minutes to go against the Cougars. As Mayo rattles in a Kansas three. Away from home, including road neutral. There are the overall numbers for Mayo. This Kansas team on the whole, pretty dramatic home road splits as Dak flips it in over Dickinson. Some nice buckets early for Bangot Dak, showing off a little extra offensive skill.
Yep, he's their most athletic player. He had a monster game against Cincinnati at home.
Now we'll try to guard Dickinson. Had the ball knocked away and taken by Ronchik. In transition for Colorado. Ronchik will get the continuation on this basket. 6'9", 210 freshman completes the three-point. He transferred up from the NAIA. There's some small school transfers here. Malone, who was at Grace College, along with Trevor Basket from Colorado Mesa. That will be a goaltending on the block shot attempt by the high-flying Bidunga.
And he is a great shot blocker, no question about that. One of the best in the country. But that ball, if it hits the board, hard to tell from my angle here. Let's see. Looked at the scorer's table and said, save that. We're going to take a peek at that. Little zone now by the Buffs.
And a three for Mayo. His second.
This is great.
46% from three in this building, 30% everywhere else. He's 2 for 2 tonight. More. Adams and Bidunga. Tic-tac-toe for a slam.
Yep. This Kansas team.
They're 344th. Turnovers a game in the country, more than 15 per. Adams at the elbow.
KJ's added that this year. That's nothing.
7 straight for Kansas. A screen and roll, space for Ruffin. Malone on the offensive glass. Puts it up with the left and scores it.
Nicely done by the big fella. He was the small college player of the year last year. The Bevo Francis Award. You know where Bevo played college basketball?
Well, his name was Bevo, so maybe against the University of Texas.
No, good guess. Rio Grande College in southeastern Ohio.
That was my second guess. Bidunga! Oh, my! A couple of baskets off the bench to lead back to 5.
You just saw why he's shooting nearly 80% from the field.
Inside to Malone. Quick
Nice.
touch against Badunga.
Yep. You know what I like about that?
Arizona trying to get back into a first-place tie with Houston. Texas Tech's right behind them as well. They've had a fabulous conference season.
Yep. Houston and Arizona will play in Tucson this weekend. Nice drive. Another one of those youngsters.
It's Felix Caceres of column. Arizona, the newcomer, right there with Houston.
Yep.
Texas Tech, and then
Down a little bit, and it is.
Caceres misses him.
Far out to bank that shot, in my opinion. That's a lot of mustard on that.
Bit of a scoring drought for KU. Harris will end it.
You know what he drives, Kevin? He's deceiving because Ranchik, this kid, I like him. Plays with a lot of toughness.
Do you like the threes they're getting?
Yeah, I do, because they turn it over so much. Isn't it better that they shoot a quick three and turn it over?
Well, there's a quick three from A.J. Storr. If Kansas wants to go somewhere, it feels like an absolute necessity that he gets going.
You know, knowing the history of this program, good look inside. I think of Malik Newman, who, you know, helped Kansas get to a Final Four. I think of Remy Martin. Those guys came on late. One of these transfers, Mayo's been solid, but one of these other transfers, Griffin, Storr, they've got to be really, really solid down the stretch. Not easy to play at Kansas with the bullseye on your back.
Storr will drive it. Got his own miss. He got fouled before the.
And then in this building with all these great knowledgeable fans, you got to.
1 for 2 for Storr, who's got an early 4 off the bench. Kansas by 7. They've been locked down defensively the last few minutes. Ranchik stripped and fouled on the way up. Storr didn't like it.
In 1986, and he had just come from being a grad assistant at Kansas, and I could not believe the love affair, the religion, second religion that KU basketball had in his state. First experience with KU basketball thanks to Coach Cal.
What a collection of talent. That staff. What a finish this is. KJ Adams.
Relaford, Withy, Tyrell Reed.
Adams has 4.
And most smart people know that.
Harris has 4. By the way, he did pick up an assist before the break, so Harris has passed Jacques Vaughn. He's second all-time in Kansas history in assists. Juwan Harris now with 800 Eastern, 6 Central on ESPN2 and the ESPN app.
Well, the game is extremely well coached by Vic Schaefer. Madison Booker, young will start another one.
I think so. I think we're also set up for another absolutely loaded tournament. UCLA, Notre Dame, South Carolina trying to defend its title. Big to big again, boy. They just love that delivery. Adams to Dickinson. Bucks are 1 for their last 8. Harrison Carrington, the former walk-on, turns it over. 6th of the game for Colorado. Well, it has been a punt. Lob dunk Kansas.
An assist, another assist by KJ. Watch Flory. He gets out of that screen quickly.
Mayo driving. Shot fake. Rolls it home. And Mayo with a first half for Mayo. As you've noted, he loves playing here. Bucks have gone very deep, looking for a lineup that works. They haven't found it since the opening minutes. Yakimoski denied. Carrington fouled. He'll get to the line.
Yeah, good ball movement. And we've highlighted the bigs. Big to big. Morris twins, Shady Arthur, Sasha Khan, Jeff Withy, Cole Aldridge.
4 dunks in the first half. Kansas shooting at 57%. Moore drives it, flips it for Dickinson, and a soft foul at the end.
Good job.
Ruffin, that
Good ball movement.
the drive
Nice.
by Hammond finally on the board.
Yeah, really good possession right there. The best of the first half by the Bucks. Great ball movement. I think everybody might have touched that ball.
Snapped a drought of about 7 minutes without a field goal. Colorado's not a bad shooting team. As you mentioned, they turn it over a lot, but they have just been missing shots this half. Dickinson all alone.
That's money. You know, block shots.
Deep three missed by Ronchi. Mayo thought about it and then over dribbled it. A steal for Colorado and Ruffin. Dak down the floor. He gets huge numbers here. Takes a very difficult shot, but he does get fouled.
Part of the family, South Sudanese refugee, does not have a football body.
Unless you want to just put him in at the 2 and throw face. Does have a timeout, not using it for what should be its final possession of the half. Into Adams. He's been the facilitator.
I got to shoot that.
Harris will. Missed it. Dickinson barely had the jump. He scores and is fouled again.
With that buff front line, take a look. That ball hangs in the air. Got a great touch, great hands around the basket. He's been doing that for 5 years.
Also drew the second foul on Dak, who brings it up the floor for Colorado and hoists and misses. Buffs got off to a good start in this game, but Kansas, and they have won 30 straight games against the Buffaloes in Allen Fieldhouse. Trying to make it 31 tonight.
Don't forget, Bill Self is 19-1 against the Buffaloes.
Well, how about that? They started with a 3, his first points. Colorado's second leading scorer of the year, 9-7 a game. He and Hammond, their leading scorers combined for 2.5. Dickinson just curls it over his noggin. And he's got 13. Dak, who is a great shot blocker, had 8 against Cincinnati this year, has had his hands full tonight.
They had him.
Instead, Yakimovsky back-to-back threes.
Yeah, this young man played at Washington State the last 4 years, and Tad Boyle was very, very familiar with him from having competed against him in the Pac-12.
Harris will shoot a 3. Rolls it and out. So Colorado goes 1 for 11-3 in the first half and 2 for 2 in the first minute. Now it's Dak inside, scoops it over his head.
That's 8 points.
Dickinson lost a shoe and airballed it. See if Colorado could get this to a 2-possession game. A spin by Ronchi. Dickinson all over him.
Nicely done.
Rattles it home. And Hunter will get the shoe back.
Ellis did.
It's a 6-point game, 7 straight for Colorado. Dickinson with the sneakers attached again. Here's Coit, a deep 3 for David. Coit is good. His first bucket in the last 3 games.
Whenever he's
all day to do so.
Well, he's got to shoot it quicker because he was open and he just hesitated. He tends to do that on the road as well.
Yakimovsky, no hesitation, his third 3-pointer of the half. Andre Yakimovsky is a 29% 3-point shooter who cannot miss.
Well, give the Buffs credit because they're playing with a lot of poise.
Harris on the roll into the paint, cut off by Hammond. Dickinson shoves it in right through the freshman rock.
I thought Andre would load the gun, but he didn't.
Dak will take it instead. Maybe not the one you want shooting it. Coit. Boy, he's on 3.
Perfect description.
Rylan Griffin to the pine after about a minute and a half. Coit has taken advantage with 2 quick 3s. Here's Hammond. Very quiet game for Colorado's leading scorer. Ronchi elects to drive it instead of shooting a 3. Good choice he's
trying to do right now. Let's knock out the favorite.
Not quite 42-1, but close.
New clock.
Here's Malone. He had a couple of early buckets and Elijah and rattle it out. 7-point game. Here's Smith for the Buffaloes. Remember, Colorado is down 2 with 5.5 to go against Houston. Down 4 with 2 to go in that game Saturday. They're losing by 10, but they are going toe-to-toe with KU here to start that.
Passmore, freshman,
minutes in the game.
He didn't even hesitate. He's actually going to be a good player.
Been a little banged up of late. Passmore is out there finding Harris, who hides and scores it.
He's very crafty because of that length he's got. Get it? Because they've got to go through the rim. Smart play by Juwan Harris.
Moore didn't want to shoot it. was a pretty quick cameo for Passmore. Back to the bench is Adams Barrett trying to get his hand in the cookie jar. Instead, Mayo, a lot of contact, couldn't finish. Frustrated with the no call. Ruffin. Runchik found its way in.
Wow.
Harris knocked it out of his hands, and the ball still spun to its home.
How about the Buffs hanging around?
Could be a 6-point game at the line when we return. In honor of Black History Month.
And their warm-up shirts had Valentine on the back. They're looking to try to seal Hunter, but he gave up. He was trying to post, he gave up.
Harris around Dickinson, who just cleared a little bit of space. And Jolt, who's only hit 4 threes, misses.
He played that handoff game really well. Nice step back.
Boy, Coit could score.
Yeah, I'd say he scored 20. And when you're that size and you score 20 points a game in college, you manufacture your shots in different ways. That step back was money.
Jolt on the lob, and no finish for Trevor Basket, but he'll shoot 2 more.
Youngster from Columbus, New Jersey.
Championship contender. It'll be a really tough test in Lexington. As Basket,
All-American at Colorado Mesa College in the Rocky Mountain Conference.
I know Mark Adams would like us to mention the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
The RMAC.
Player of the year there. Dickinson gets fouled. One of the things that Tad Boyle talked, special players.
Yeah, it's a great point. Of course, Derek White, as I think, from Paris. And in-state college.
Turn to the Big 12, they have been knocked down 0-12.
Yeah, and he kind of expected, and I don't know about 0-12, but he expected this to be a transition year after losing some good players.
Dickinson gets mauled. He'll go back to the line where he's 2 for 4.
Ranked team, and Alabama. Oh.
Kansas State, they went 1 for 19 from 3 and 1.
Is it over? Basket down the floor. Ranchi's got a new season high with 15. He'll take it at Dickinson.
He's
Boy,
impressive.
This kid is unstoppable right now. It's sitting the vast majority of the half.
And I've said it before, they have not ever, to my knowledge, gotten all of those transfers to play well on the same night.
69% shooter, hits his first. Remember our Saturday triple header. Auburn and Alabama meeting as top 5 teams for the first time, and they are, of course, meeting us. Just needs to see one of these go down. 0 for 4 from the field in the game. Rolling inside to Malone against Paducah. He's already blocked 2, and Malone finishes strong over him. He's into double figures off the bench.
He's got a great touch.
Colorado trying to snap a 12-game losing streak this season, get its first Big 12 win, trying to win for the first time in Allen Fieldhouse in 42 years, but they got work to do, and that's not going to help them. Dickinson over the top. He's got 19 and 9.
That's a staple of that offense.
There's work to do because Mayo was good early, hadn't scored in over 20 minutes. Coit had the little burst to start the second half. Griffin and Moore have really been non-factors. Store as well.
Yeah, that's a good play right there.
Jakubowski misses, and it's
man,
put back in by who else?
Orlando Magic. And this kid has a lot of the same confidence that the Silver showed his freshman year. This kid's going to be really a good player.
Corner 3 wouldn't go for Griffin. Tipped out to Mayo. A big one.
That play right there.
There's the lob. Adams got it.
Her teammate are very close.
Jakubowski no good. He told us today he went from making 6 figures in the investment world to $16,000. And you mentioned in part, Mark Turgeon got on the job at Oregon. He said, I wasn't married. I had no debt. I owned a house.
The NBA, or try to get to the NBA, you understand it. But KJ, I think, would have been a big team last year. De Silva, Cody Williams has a bright future. He's had Derek White. He's had Spencer Dinwiddie. Done a really, really good job. And I think anybody who knows basketball knows what a good coach he is. And you have these kind of years on occasion.
Largest lead for Kansas, 15. Hammond into Dak. And he gets fouled.
The big three are rock solid. They really are. You and I could probably win in here. They have to go on the road. Going to be the key in February.
Last 5 years in the Big 12, Kansas 19-23 on the road, 37-5 at home. That's Big 12 games alone as Dak lays it in. And Kansas will dribble it out. So still plenty of questions to be answered. But it is a stabilizing night for now for Kansas. They give up just 59 points. They get a performance from Hunter Dickin. And the Jayhawks beat Colorado by 12. And the Bucks return to Lawrence in the Big 12. Phil Self, win number 8, 12,